Hi guys, I hope the wind doesn't pick up on the camera, and I'm sorry if it does. Scotland is very stormy at the moment, but I didn't want that to stop me from filming what will be my sort of 2018 reading goals, YouTube channel plans, general things video. I'm not somebody that really holds myself to really strict like reading goals for a year, but there are a few things I'd like to focus on or make headway in during the year of 2018, and there are also some things I would like to do and continue on my channel in the new year, so I wanted to chat about those with you now. I like watching these kind of videos. I think they're a nice way to kind of get the year started, so I hope you enjoy. Let's start off with my reading goals. I, for the past couple of years, have just set my Goodreads reading challenge to 10 books, and that is what I am going to do in 2018 as well. I've just realised over time that I don't care how many books I read in a year. The chances are I will read more than 10 books, especially if I complete my other goals, but I think having a number more than that just suggests that somehow it makes a difference to my life, whether I, meet that target or not, and it doesn't. I don't know why I like 10 books more than one. Maybe it's just because it offers me the opportunity to read a variety of different things and still, have read something regardless of what comes up in life. It may stop you from reading. So 10 books is my annual goal, not something I'm terribly stressed about doing though. Something more specific I would like to achieve in 2018, however, is to read an ancient history book not related to my research every month. So that would add up to minimum 12 ancient history books apart from those that are related to my research. So I really love ancient history articles, chapters, books throughout the year, but they've usually got some sort of loose or tight tie to my PhD research. I would, however, like to read more of the books on my shelves that aren't connected to my research but that I'm really interested in and often look over because I feel like I should be reading the ones that are somehow related to my research. I have a book on the Amazons which isn't particularly relevant to my research. I have a book on Christianity's effect on the classical world, which is so disconnected from my research, and these are all things I'd like to read and get, maybe pick up some other books during the year. So my plan is to read a minimum of one ancient history book not connected to my research every month, and I think my friend Jill might do this with me because we have quite a lot of ancient history books that we both have on our shelves that we might read together. On that topic, something I've been working at solely for a long time is trying to read all of the ancient Greek tragedies, all of the extant ancient Greek tragedies. I'm not as concerned with reading every single fragment, although I do read some fragments for research, but I want to have read all of the extant Greek tragedies by Sophocles, Euripides, or Aeschylus, or at least those that are attributed to them, as most of the extant works are, and I've read more than half of the ones that have survived, so I'm just gradually ploughing away at that. This year I reread quite a few, but I'd like to read more of the ones I haven't read in 2018, and there's some particularly high up on my list, like Antigone. I feel like that's something classicists shouldn't admit to having not read, but Antigone's up there. And then there are definitely some other ones on there. I have never read The Persians by Aeschylus, which is quite a unique tragedy in that it's not about a Greek myth. So there's a few on there that I still haven't read, and I eventually want to have read them all. So something I definitely want to work away at in 2018. It's not something I necessarily will complete in 2018, but something that's going to be consciously on my mind throughout the year. Another thing that I don't necessarily want to complete in 2018, but I'm going to be consciously making an effort to make progress in, is my 100 Women Writers list. I did a video about this a while ago, and I actually started it as a project on my blog even longer ago, and it's essentially a list inspired by all of those lists, like 100 books you should read in a lifetime, 100 authors everyone should have read, and all of those kind of things that you see everywhere but are very male dominated. So I wanted to make a list of 100 female authors who I wanted to read in my lifetime and just gradually tick away at them. I think I've not quite read 50% of the list yet, but I may be in the 40s, but I've read like a good chunk of them, but I had already read some of them before I began the project, because I didn't want the list to be determined by authors I hadn't necessarily read yet. I wanted to be a list everybody could use and have a go at and see if they've already ticked people off, and then maybe have discovered new authors through. So it's something that you guys seem really interested in. A few people have asked for updates on that, and it's something that I haven't really made much progress on recently, but it's something I would like to consciously make an effort at pursuing in 2018. And somewhat connected to that, because I feel like there might be some of those authors that appear on both lists, and that is to bring back the Feminist Orchestra Book Club in some form or another. So quite a few of you, I think, are members of the Feminist Orchestra Book Club on Goodreads. I've done a lot of videos about it in the past. It is a book club that I started at the beginning of 2016, and it ran for just over a year, until obviously my life was very complicated and busy last year, and I couldn't handle that commitment, so it took a break. And although I haven't had a chance to bring it back yet, it is something in 2018 I want to bring back. People have asked me about it, I know people enjoyed it, and it's a project I was really enjoying. It is, like the title suggests, a book club where we read books that are in some way feminist. So that's what that was supposed to be, and it was supposed to be thought-provoking and a place people could start with but also continue with on their journey of kind of exploring that topic. So it is something I would like to continue in 2018. I've not quite fine-tuned how I'm going to do that. I've got a few thoughts on books we might like to read, and I would like to bring it back before March at some point. So I do plan on doing that. I just need to figure it out. It might be something that becomes a bi-monthly instead of a monthly thing, so let me know what you think about that. Just with all of my other commitments, I think I would be more capable of running a bi-monthly book club, especially if people are expecting videos to do with the books and all of that kind of other stuff. But it's also something that's not just mine, it's yours as well, and if you guys are willing to take the initiative to start up the group conversations and the debates, then that's what really gets it going. It really can't be a solo affair, and you guys are what keeps the book club going, so your input is really important to me. If you haven't checked out the book club already, I will link it at the Goodreads group down below. But yeah, it's something I want to pursue in 2018, and I will update you probably in about a month's time or something as to the status of what that is going to mean for the Feminist Orchestra. Those are all of my specifically book related goals for 2018 though. I don't have a lot of life goals outside of the things I generally have to do. I have a lot of big PhD deadlines in 2018. I've got a paper I'm presenting at a very big conference, so I've got a lot of things that are happening, but they're not arbitrary goals I'm going to set myself for the year. I also want 2018 to be very much a year in which I really take care of my mental health. I process everything that I have gone through and experienced in 2017. I think everything that happened in 2017 is still very fresh, and well, it's never going to not be there, and it's something I really need to process, kind of like a life where I don't have my dad anymore, and I think that's going to be a lot of what's on my mind in 2018, and I really just want to kind of process that and deal with that, and take care of myself and spend time with my mum, and just take it easy outside of my big things that I have to do in 2018. But as I've told you before, I love my channel. My channel gets me through a lot. You guys get me through a lot, and it's something that I enjoy so much, and I enjoy planning and creating content for you. So I'm really excited to kind of do some new and old things on my channel in the new year. I think I'm going to really enjoy that, and I hope you guys will too. So I did run a survey, a Google form, to get some of your guys' feedback on the kind of genres of video you already enjoy, what you'd like to see more of, and if you had any video requests, specific ones, or just general series you'd like to see continued in 2018. And I've been really enjoying looking over your guys' responses. If you haven't filled that in, it's not done. You can continue to fill it in. I will link it down below for those of you who haven't already. Engaging with you guys on that level is really wonderful for me. And do you know, one of the things that's come out of that form is how much so many of you seem to enjoy Harry Potter and Classics. That's a series I started in 2017. I've only uploaded one episode so far, but you guys seem to really like it, and hearing so many of you guys tell me you want to see it continued in 2018 means the world to me. And I am actually planning on filming the second episode in the next coming days, so you will see that by mid-January for sure. I have made all the notes, so I'm prepared, I'm ready. And I'd like to keep doing more videos like that, videos that take time, take research, take thought, because I love creating those kind of videos. I feel so proud of them. I feel like I'm sharing my passion with you, and I also love the sort of more simple format videos like reading wrap-ups and hauls, and I love those things. I will continue to do them. I think they all have a place on this channel, and I also enjoy doing the videos that aren't necessarily related to books, like the study tips ones. A few of you have said you enjoyed my couple of fashion hauls that I did in 2017. I'm a complex human being like everybody else who enjoys a lot of different things, and I like talking about all of those things with all of you, or those of you who are interested in those different topics. It always really strikes me as so interesting that there are people who subscribe to my channel specifically for study videos, because you would think most people are subscribed for book content and everything else is just kind of like a side project, but I think people are subscribed for very different reasons, and like me, enjoy channels with a variety of content, even if not every single video is for you. As long as there are some videos that are for you, then I'm happy. I feel like that sounds like I'm not wanting to make content about books. Don't get me wrong, that's not true. I just think it's really nice to see the enthusiasm for a variety of content, and kind of where people are coming from on this channel, and what kind of got people into my videos, and where they first started and then perhaps got into other things that I do. In fact, if you want to let me know what videos first got you interested in my channel, I'd love to hear it. It's so interesting. On that topic, one of the other themes that came through so far really strongly in the poll is that people love hearing about my PhD apparently, and people want more PhD updates and general information on life as a PhD student, specific and general, and that's something I really want to do more of in 2018. I can't really take my camera to the library and necessarily vlog those kind of things, but I could do some sort of week in the life of a PhD student, even if it means a lot of kind of filling you in on where I've been and what I'm sitting down to look at that day. And I do want to do things like that and give you general updates on where I'm at, maybe more specific things, talk about giving papers and preparing for that kind of stuff. Maybe I'll talk to you about my experience after the big conference in spring. But outside of that, there seems to be a lot of love for stationery, general mythology videos, which I want to do. So I don't want to just have the Harry Potter and Classic series. I want to start some other kind of mythological or ancient history type video series in the new year. I also want to do a Classics and the Hunger Games video, because that's another book that has a lot of characters with names that stem from antiquity in it. Lots of interest in general feminist literature, so some videos I do want to do include what is feminist fiction, and also my top recommendations for feminist non-fiction. Lots of people say they love my 3-book series, which makes me so happy because that's a series I really enjoy filming and coming up with themes for, and reading books and thinking, oh, these would make such a good combination for a 3-book recommendation video, so I'm really glad you guys love them. People want videos about London and living in London, and that's great. I love London. I'm always happy to talk about it. So these are lots of things that have come up repeatedly in the form that I definitely want to pursue. Like I said, I really want to be able to put the energy and time into making videos that take a little bit more energy and time, like Harry Potter and Classics, and study advice and tips, general videos about feminism and politics and discussing those kind of issues. I have to stop before I start listing them all, because I have the biggest list of videos I want to film, all in different categories. It's intense. I'm also really glad that so many of you enjoyed my things I like to do when I'm feeling sad, anxious or stressed video. I find making videos like that a little bit daunting but really satisfying when I do, so I'm really glad you guys enjoyed that, and the feedback on that was really nice. And yeah, so I've got a lot planned that I want to do in the new year. Something I've also been thinking about doing is perhaps starting a podcast, which would be specifically about ancient history, classics, mythology, but at a very accessible level, talking a lot about pop culture and classics, about introductory topics to ancient history, and perhaps seeing if I can get anybody else to come on it with me. Something I've been doing a lot of note-taking, planning for. I've even been practicing my podcasting a little bit, because obviously it's not something I've done much of in comparison to video filming, and it is quite a different art. If you are one of my Patreons on Patreon, you might have seen that I uploaded a kind of practice episode, which was kind of like an introduction to what I wanted the podcast to be. It was about 20 minutes long, so you might have seen, well, listened to that. It's something, again, I'd like to perhaps pursue. I also, on a personal note, plan on doing a lot more writing in 2018. Obviously that's not necessarily directly connected with my channel, but writing something I feel very passionately about. I want to write both accessible, general ancient history and mythology books, and I also would quite like to do myth retellings, and these are things I like to do in my free time, but it's something I plan on committing more time to in the new year. I have been working away at some bigger projects, a lot of which I started before everything happened in 2017 that obviously I put on the back burner because I had other priorities to focus on with my dad, that I would like to pick back up because they're things that I'm passionate about and want to pursue in the new year. So yeah, might be doing some writing, which will be nice. If you do enjoy the content that I make that does take a little bit more time and energy, and it's something you would like to help support, then I do have a Patreon account. I've had it for a while. Most of you are probably aware of it or not, and sometimes I feel like I shouldn't point it out, but I don't know why, because it doesn't bother me when other creators point them out. I think it's a really valid and good way to support other people. And I just wanted to let you know that those of you who do already support me on Patreon are a massive part of the reason I can spend extra time doing videos that take more time and energy, and it also is just really wonderful to know that if you do have that spare dollar, you want to use it to help me make content. So my Patreon's always linked down below if you want to check it out and want to help support me creating things on this channel. It does make a difference. One thing that also pertains specifically to Patreon is I asked a little while ago if there was anything people on Patreon who support me would be interested in getting as perks, because perks is something I always found really difficult in coming up with. And one of the things that kind of came out of the discussion was potentially a Patreon book club. It's something I would be able to do that would perhaps just kind of give something back a little bit to you guys and kind of help us chat a wee bit more. And it's something I actually think is a really good idea, to perhaps do a quarterly book club with my Patreons. We could pick the book together via a poll, and then we'd maybe have about 8 weeks or so to read the book, and then perhaps do a live show at a time and day that suited the majority of people, and I could obviously live show, and it would be for patrons only, and we could talk about the book. So that's kind of how I saw that coming to be. So if you are one of my Patreons and think that sounds like something you'd be interested in, please do let me know. I'm always open to other suggestions for perks as well. But yeah, I just thought I'd mention that in this video because, you know, it actually does have an impact on kind of what I do online and the things I create and the things I can create and the time I can spend on them. So thank you. But thank you for watching this video. I feel like it's turned into a bit of a rambly one, but sometimes you just need to do that. You need to offload a lot of the thoughts in your brain and share them with the other people engaged in the stuff you're creating. This is not a solo affair. This is very much a community-based thing, and I really enjoy that about it. So it's always nice chatting with you, and I also enjoy chatting about you with my reading goals. So if you've managed to stick it until the end, please do let me know what your reading goals are for the year of 2018. Do you plan on reading more? Do you plan on cutting back? Do you have any specific things you'd like to try to achieve with your reading? And of course your feedback on everything I've said in this video. Everything I've mentioned will of course be linked down below. If I've mentioned any specific videos, I will also try and remember to link those. But thank you for sticking around. You guys mean the world to me. I love you all, and I will see you all again very soon. Bye!